G'day everybody, Sean from Bourbon Brothers here, hope you're well. Welcome to our third bottle in our November tastings. We're looking at the Whistlepig 12-year-old Old World Rye. The story behind the Whistlepig distillery is amazing. We're going to get into some of it and its founder pretty shortly. But unveiled in mid-2015, the Whistlepig Old World is an exciting 12-year-old straight rye whiskey which has been finished in a selection of wine casks. 63% Madeira, 30% Sauternes and 7% port. It's inspired by the techniques of the Old World, with a particular reverence for Scotch whisky. This 86 proof 12-year-old rye whisky, and you know I love an age statement, is the greatest sum of those three finishes, each with their own distinctive flavour profiles. After maturing for over a decade in a new American oak cask, the spirit is then divvied up into one of three directions: port pipes, French Sauterne barrels and Madeira casks. They all play a part. Whistlepig's master blender calls in these components around the quintessential boldness of the American rye. Now let's get into the really interesting stuff around the origins of Whistlepig. Raj Barker founded the Whistlepig brand of rye whiskey, which was initially launched as a non-distiller producer that bottled Canadian whiskey from the Alberta Premium Distillery owned by Fortune Brands in Alberta, Canada. That, in their words, was being profoundly misused. Starting in 2007 and launched in 2010, founder Barker purchased land in Vermont on which he built a new distillery and aging facility for the brand. Located in a 150-year-old renovated dairy barn, Whistlepig's distillery opened in 2015 using a unique copper pot still designed by the late world-renowned master distiller Dave Pickerel. Now, Raj Barker, the founder, has had a colourful career. He's an American entrepreneur, political candidate and former reality show contestant. In 2004, Barker was a contestant on the second season of the reality show The Apprentice with Donald Trump. While on the show, Barker propositioned Anna Kournikova and one of Donald Trump's assistants to go out with him on dates. In 2006, he campaigned for a seat in the United States House of Representatives in Pennsylvania as a Republican, but lost to the incumbent Democrat by more than 30 points. During the campaign, Barker attempted to illustrate the ease of crossing the United States-Mexico border by riding an elephant along the border for nearly 90 minutes, accompanied by a 6-man mariachi band. The elephant nearly drowned. That's just a small snippet about Raj Barker. Look him up, Google him. His story's bloody amazing and it's continuing to today. Barker was forced out of Whistlepig, having been accused of fraud and mismanagement. He sold his shares and fully exited the company in 2019. Under the leadership of Chief Blender Pete Lynch and Master Distiller Dave Pickerel, their first experiment with blending involved crowdsourcing input from bartenders all across the United States to create the final recipe for what is now the Whistlepig 12-year-old. Let's give it a crack. Sort of a golden copper on there. The legs really do stand out for me on this one. That nose, there's a real birthday party going on. You get sponge cake and topped with icing and chocolate chip cookies and a whiff of savoury oak. It's a real party on that nose. So on that palate you get red berry sweetness jumping out right away, raspberry and raisin and cherry notes, and then you get a bit of drying cinnamon and nutmeg, just that little bit of hint of licorice in the background. On the finish, it's nice and long, honeyed cereal, white wine, mint leaf, dark chocolate. It's a really enjoyable rye. It's one of the staples on my bar. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you're enjoying the journey. Cheers. While on the show, Barker propositioned Anna Kournikova and one of Donald Trump's. During the campaign, Barker attempted to illustrate the ease of crossing the United States-Mexico border by riding an elephant along the border for nearly 90 minutes, accompanied by a 6-man mariachi band. The elephant nearly drowned, but survived.
Sorry.
I'm leaving that. No elephants were harmed in making this tasting video.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
So that's it's Scott's awesome. Under the leadership of Chief Blender Pete Lynch and the late master Distinder.
Distinder?
Yes, he distins him.
There's another new one. I'm going to come up with a dictionary for your invented words.
It's like the idiot file with Billy.